I don't know if you've seen the Grateful Dead pair, but these are so sexy. Like, I mean, I wouldn't take these out to go to the store or anything. I mean, I wouldn't even skate in these, to be honest. It's like furry on the bottom. I'm gonna have like swamp foot in 90-degree weather, but they're immaculate. I think it's the colors. Like, I'm just not used to seeing those types of colorways on feet. It's awesome. This seems like a shoe, though, global pandemic aside, that you would wear at a festival or a rave or something like that. Like, I feel like you need to be hippie flipping when you're wearing this. Kids don't look that up. But my boy, Jock Slade, did an overview of him. I mean, he's not my boy. He doesn't know I exist, but I like his videos.
Yo, hey guys, it's popping.
Do the
Jock
box
Slade
tap.
Back with another unboxing.
That shit's
and
addictive.
Today I've got something pretty special for you guys. It is a first look / official look at the Nike.
Even the
SB
box is
Dunk
super
Low
colorful. I just like the whole vibe.
Okay, so for those of you
When
that
I
have
need
never
to see
heard
a
of
sneaker
the Grateful
breakdown
Dead, you
video,
should
I
definitely
watch Jock
check
Slade.
them
This
out.
dude is
They're
the most
literally,
in-depth reviewer
no
I've seen.
hyperbole.
He like
one of the
this man
best
just doesn't give you
bands of
sneaker
all
history. This
time.
man does
There
a
is
12th
no
grade
question about it,
AP
from
class
the way they performed, from the way that they
on
sounded,
sneakers, okay?
to
It's like,
the way that they
it's a whole
sold
nother
merchandise, to the way that they like improvised.
Right here, he's breaking down the history of the Grateful Dead for you youngins. You know, you don't know anything after your Drakes and your Travis Scotts and your Ski Mask, the Slump Gods and whatnot. But these were the OG vibers, okay? Like, they were like Travis Scott, Isaiah Rashad,
Gunna, all mixed in one. They were the original wavy dudes. And yes, the Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavor Cherry Garcia is in fact named after the lead singer Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. But check out the Ben & Jerry's sneaker collab, the Chunky Dunkies. Those look fire. I'll just never be able to afford it in this lifetime or the next one, or like the next 4 lifetimes.
Let's actually get into the kicks.
But overall,
here.
I'm
So
just
this
really
is
happy the dunks
Nike
came back.
SB box,
In high
and the
school, I
colors
had
fit
these
actually
really cool
almost
SB dunks that were
fit
like
the theme
brown
of
and
the
lime
shoes. They're just
green,
missing
but I think they were
one
6.0s
color
actually.
here, which happened
But
to be
it really
color
pisses me off
here
because I wasn't really into
inside
sneakers
the
back
box.
then,
So let's get
but I
right
just
to it.
copped them because they
And
looked
here
cool, you know? And I remember
Go.
this dude Tyler Parks called me out. He was like, "Oh, I like the 6.0s." And at that point, I didn't even look at what type of Nike they were. I was just, these look cool. I bought them. But he was like, "Nice 6.0s." And I'm like, look, is he talking about my shirt? And then he was like looking at my sneakers. I'm like, "Oh, yeah. And then I just started rolling with it. Like, I knew what was going on. I'm like, nah. I had to get the new ones. You know what I'm saying? But, those SBs are just nostalgic for me. Even before I was skating, I just always liked them. The padded tongue looked cool, just everything about it. So I'm glad they're finally getting their limelight. I mean, at least with Hypebeast. The ones he's holding are the ceramic orange ones. They kind of look like the sneakers Athletic Karen was wearing, but they also have these yellow and green colorways. They were talking about releasing a red and blue colorway. It just, we don't know if it's ever going to happen. I would think it would look cool though, especially if like you could do left side red, right side blue. You kind of make it mimic the Grateful Dead logo. Google image it, kids, if you've never seen it. But then again, just like red and blue just might be like too pedestrian of colors for this type of shoe. It wouldn't like stand out the way they wanted to. SB is almost 20. It's crazy to think about. I think around 2 years ago it started coming back because at Complex Con, Nike and Diamond had built that ramp outside and it had a bunch of SBs in it. And I think Wale took a picture with it too. So ever since then, it's been coming back. Not specifically because of Wale. He is just a contributing factor. But I will give him credit in that sense.
In regard to the design of this sneaker specifically, just do me a favor and look up this guy, Owsley Stanley. I'm just going to read off his Wikipedia page. I can't even do it justice to surmise it. He was an American audio engineer and clandestine chemist. First of all, that's the hardest title I've ever heard. If I'm clandestine anything, put that on my tombstone. He was a key figure in the San Francisco Bay Area hippie movement during the 1960s and played a pivotal role in the decade's counterculture. Under the professional name Bear,
He was the soundman for the rock band The Grateful Dead, whom he met when Ken Kesey invited him to the acid test party. Yeah, I know. As their sound engineer, Stanley frequently recorded live tapes behind his mixing board and developed their Wall of Sound system, one of the largest mobile public address systems ever constructed. Stanley also designs the band's trademark skull logo. Stanley was the first known private individual to manufacture mass quantities of LSD. By his own account, between 1965 and 1967, Stanley produced no less than 500 grams of LSD, amounting to a little amounting to a little more than 5 million doses. Unfortunately, he passed away in a car accident in Australia, where he had taken citizenship in 1996 on March 12th, 2011. I mean, shit, that's one hell of a life. You know, that's who Kanye was talking about. Shit, man. Good job.
It's good to see Nike paying homage to the Grateful Dead. I know a lot of kids don't listen to the band or even know who they are, but I think this will spark interest in a lot of younger people. It'll keep their originality alive, because I like the fact that it has its own aesthetic. It looks like a 70s shag carpet. I like the fact that it was the Grateful Dead. They're so original. They have their own aesthetic, you know. So I think it's a really good and thoughtful collaboration, which is rare these days. I'm going to do a video on the yellow ones if I could find it, because I feel like the yellow ones, they're kind of more the everyday version of this, because I just feel like it can go with most outfits. It's not going to, I mean, it'll definitely stand out, but not in the same way as the bright green and this ceramic orange. You're not going to look like Athletic Karen. This shoe also has a little pocket in the tongue. The tongue opens up as a zipper. Well, maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but the tongue opens up with a zipper, and you can stash stuff in there, you know, like mints or a spare house key, or maybe your favorite Bible scripture written on a piece of paper and folded up. You know, whatever you want. Either way, just be sure to leave in the comments if you guys like it, if it's something you'd buy, if you have a shit ton of money and you're on StockX or GOAT. Also, don't buy this from GOAT, because they sell used sneakers, and this definitely, that fur, I don't know, the stuff is gonna cling to that fur. I don't know how well GOAT can clean it, to be honest with you. No shade on used shoes. I'm all about the budget life, but maybe not with this one, especially with the Ronies out there, if you know what I'm saying. But damn, the marching bear pattern and logo is so, like, you know what it is? It's transcendent. Like, a lot of people know that logo and don't even know the Grateful Dead, unfortunately. The Laker game last night, LeBron walked into the pregame. He was wearing the Grateful Dead hoodie. It was a black hoodie, but it had the Marching Bear logo. And you know LeBron's the ultimate hype beast, so if you see him with that, you know that everyone's just going to want it. So it's a no-brainer marketing move. I mean, I'm not some big-wig executive, even though I should be. I shouldn't even be saying this right now, but I always had the idea for a movie series called Like Tony, just like Mike, where some kid finds some old Lacais, some orphan, or he finds, like, whatever the hell Tony was wearing in the 70s. He puts them on, and suddenly he can 900. You would sell 1 million sneakers. You would win every single Kid Choice Award. Do they even still make the Kid Choice Awards anymore? Anyway, you would win all of them. It's a no-brainer. Although, shout out to the Kid Choice Awards, because when I was young, it was popping. Don't even try to come to school the next day if you didn't know who got slimed. Don't even attempt life. My generation of Nickelodeon was so much better than what kids have it now. I don't even know what they watch now. You talk about a golden age, Hey Arnold, Rugrats, good SpongeBob. We had freaking, even the stuff y'all don't even know about. We had Taina. We had Noah Knows Best. Yeah, that's that. Just type it in on YouTube. See what I'm talking about. It's not even a competition out here. Anyway, back to the sneaker. My only concern is this is definitely a form over function sneaker. You're not going to see a lot of people with this at the park. It's just not saying that it can't perform
perform well. It's just, it's so nice. It's so unique. You just don't buy that and want to mess it up, because if you skate in that, that thing's gonna last a month. You know, at least it's gonna be in good condition for a very short amount of time. It's $110 on launch, but it's already sold out. Obviously, you go on StockX, it's gonna be double that, triple that. It's going to be a lot of money. You can't afford this sneaker, is what I'm trying to tell you, people. But yeah, it's definitely a form over function type deal. So I like the fact that the skating scene has really stayed away on the most part from the hypebeast culture. Not to say that it doesn't have an effect. I feel like the larger fashion industry as a whole looks to skate culture for a lot of what's going on, and they definitely are trendsetters, but I just feel like the hype beast attitude hasn't necessarily infiltrated the scene, which is a good thing. But with the release of this, with the resurgence of SB, because the thing is, to normal people, SBs never went away. They were always here. It's just to people that are actually tuned into fashion as a whole that can really take note of their resurgence. So with more releases like this, such as like the Chunky Dunkies and things of this nature, I just hope that the skateboarding brand as a whole doesn't favor this form over function. Or I mean, maybe it should, because the Janowskis have been like the most popular skate shoe for the longest. You know, maybe they just feel like, hey, we perfected this. What? Let's just go crazy with these other shoes. Like, if the wheel ain't broke, don't fix it. You know. So maybe they think they can't come up with something with better performance than a Janowski. So they figure, hey, if you're really about performance, you get this, or you get the Nijas, or you get the Ashads or something like that. But if you want something crazy, you know, we got you there too.
Nike SB did a really great job on the execution. It may be a little much for some people because of the flourish of the fur that's here on the inlay.
I think this opens up the door, though. A lot of classic artists should get collabs. Pardon my ignorance if it already happened, but I feel like Wu-Tang should definitely have a sneaker collab. Currency has his own Babesta, you know? So I don't know why Dipset can't get their own Uptown. They basically made the Air Force One.
From 1965, I believe it was, until 1995. So 30 years of work. And definitely the Nike SB version.
Although I do just want to warn everyone, I see a lot of bad Instagram fit pics coming. If you don't know how to properly style sneakers with the right jeans, there's going to be a lot of disasters on your timeline. So just gird your loins and prepare yourself. Let me know what you think about them in the comments. If you would wear them, if you like them, if you don't like where the SB brand is going. Also, just let me know if you have a link for me to buy these. Let me know if you just have these and you want to give them to me for free. Just give me the shoes.
So washing hands is underrated.
Vastly underrated. It would lead to a lot less abuse of antibiotics, which create with the hyper-resistant.
Yeah, AIDS was started because of antibiotic soap.
Yeah.